know, it takes us right to, let's jump into the diversity and inclusion. The aspect of taking, your line is activism, advocacy through storytelling. So this was a beautiful story. Lots of layers. It looks like you can take a discussion any way you want to go. And your pharmaceutical company, like any other, probably has a need to have difficult, thorny conversations. And we saw all kinds of characters in there. What is it that you hope that companies will do with a film like this? Is it to spark a certain kind of dialogue? It's going to ruffle some feathers. And what do you do when screening it? Is there some supporting components, some discussion guides? Like, what are you going to do with this?
Robin, funny you should ask me that. We worked with a PhD, a social psychologist, to develop a program around the film. That is, we do sell. That is available, where we created a discussion guide and, to help facilitate the conversation, obviously. My goal with this film is so that we can actually have the conversation. The very first thing, the most important goal is what happened at the pharmaceutical company. It's like, oh, y'all go through this. And I'm like, yeah, so imagine going through that and then showing up to work. And you think I'm coming in a certain way, and I've dealt with all of that through my day, and then I show up to work, and then you tell me about affirmative action.
Or Uncle Tom.
Or, or I'm going to get you a mentor, or you truncate my name. Because I can't, oh my God, I hate when people call me Nate and they're not my friends. Like, and,
I met you, I called you Nathan Hale Williams, because I've been told before, when a person puts their whole name out, their whole name.
And if I introduce myself as Nathan, don't call me Nate. If he introduces himself as Bennett, don't call him Benny, don't call him Ben.
So there's a lot of teaching going on.
Yeah, and so that's a way of breaking you down. That's a way of saying that I get to call you whatever I want to call you. And then the other one is when people call me Nathan, and they will fight me that that's not my full name. I'm like, Nathan is my whole name. They're like, no, Nathan is short for Nathan. I know that.
But I am Nathan.
So it's just those little things. And then, so I want to have, Brene Brown, the social psychologist, who is amazing, has a quote, and she says, the definition of privilege is not having an uncomfortable conversation because it's uncomfortable. That's the definition of privilege, is that you get to say, that's too uncomfortable, and so we don't want to talk about it. And I will say there was only one person in that whole day that I did the programs at the pharmaceutical company, and he was not feeling it. And he was like, this is not good for the workplace. Everybody else was like, this is, whatever. And he was uncomfortable because it brought up some things, But you have to have the uncomfortable conversations to move forward. And, we have, and no offense to any D&I experts or trainers here, we know, I'm just finished a book on diversity, and we know statistically that D&I just does not work. The traditional way of approaching diversity and inclusion just does not work. And so I created this film as a novel approach to it, to have a conversation, because those conversations are like, oh, so tell me about your experience, going through the day. And so we created this discussion guide, we created a program, we have a team of D&I experts who can come in and help facilitate and do all of that. And that's the primary goal of this film. This film was not a film festival film. This was really me doing some work to try to change the conversation around bias and race and how we show up.